welcome to EZ Gluten Free. Today I'll be showing FaveHealthyRecipes.com how to make this pumpkin cheesecake with a pecan crumble on top. Now this cheesecake has the same dense silky texture we all love in a cheesecake, but it also has the flavor of pumpkin pie thrown into the mix. And the crust is made from those honey ginger cookies in my last video. While this one's gluten-free, it's not really a light dessert, but I will give you several options along the way to lighten it up. Now essentially the cake has 3 components to make, and we'll start with the crust. But before we get started, preheat the oven to 325 degrees and line the exterior of a 10-inch springform pan with aluminum foil. Then place it on a baking sheet to prevent any leaking in the oven. Now to make the crust we'll need 3 cups of gluten-free ginger cookie crumbs. I used 14 of the honey ginger spice cookies from the previous video, which was 10 ounces by weight, and once I crushed them up with my rolling pin, it was 3 cups by volume. You'll also need 4 tablespoons of melted butter and 2 tablespoons of sugar. Now all you have to do here is mix the ingredients together until the mixture is well combined and resembles wet sand. Now dump the mixture into the bottom of the pan and press the crumbs firmly along the bottom and up the sides of the pan. A flat bottom glass can really be a useful tool for both the bottom and the sides. When the crust is pretty well formed, bake it for 10 minutes, then carefully remove it from the oven and set it aside to cool while you make the batter. And for that batter, we'll need 3 8-ounce packages of softened cream cheese, or you can use light cream cheese, 1½ cups of dark brown sugar, 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract, 1 cup of sour cream. You can use light sour cream or even low-fat Greek yogurt if you want here. 5 eggs, a 15-ounce can of pumpkin puree, and 1 tablespoon of pumpkin pie spice. Okay, now to make the batter, using a mixer with the paddle attachment or a hand mixer, cream together the cream cheese, brown sugar, and vanilla until light and fluffy. Then turn off the mixer, scrape down the sides of the bowl, add the sour cream, and beat until thoroughly combined. Add the eggs one at a time until they're all incorporated, then scrape down the bowl again and add the pumpkin puree and pumpkin pie spice. Now to make sure the batter is really smooth, beat it on medium speed for 5 minutes, being sure to stop the mixer periodically to scrape down the bowl. Alright, now pour the batter into the prepared crust and bake it for an hour. And as it's baking, we can mix together the pecan crumble. And for that we'll need to stir together 1/2 cup of gluten-free Bisquick. If you're not following a gluten-free diet, you can just use flour, 1/2 cup of brown sugar, and a 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Now once you have those ingredients stirred together, add 4 tablespoons of cold diced butter, and using either your fingers or a pastry cutter, work the butter into the dry mixture until you have a coarse crumbly texture. Then stir in a 1/2 cup of chopped pecans and set this aside. Now once the cheesecake is baked for an hour at 325, it's time to gently sprinkle the crumble over the top of the cheesecake. But be careful because it's still pretty delicate at this stage, but at least it's firm enough that the crumble won't sink in. Yeah, I learned that lesson the hard way once. Now once you have the crumble evenly distributed, raise the oven temperature to 350 degrees and bake it for an additional 15 minutes. Then remove it from the oven and let it cool completely before you cover it and refrigerate overnight. The overnight refrigeration makes it a whole lot easier to get neat slices. It also makes it a lot easier to get smaller slices, since this decadent dessert, although it's gluten-free, isn't exactly the lightest thing that ever came out of my recipe box. Now if you wanted to, you could cut down on the calories and the decadence and skip the crumble part altogether. But the pecan crumble is so good, I'd go for the smaller slices. However you want to make this, I hope you'll give it a try. And if you'd like to see the recipe in print, you could always visit my blog. And for additional recipes and tips to fit in with your healthy lifestyle, visit my friends at FaveHealthyRecipes.com. See you again soon.